Good afternoon and welcome to the Victoria Advocate. I'm Becky Cooper, Managing Editor. We're here a little late because on Thursdays we have a planning meeting prior to this and we got a little long-winded in our planning, which is always good. It's good to be thorough in your planning, so that's what we were doing. Chris is at a conference today and he'll be back tomorrow with me to my right.
Tony Blandron, City Editor.
And behind the camera,
Executive Producer Thomas Martinez.
as executive producer, he's changed the side of the table he's shooting from, so you'll notice it's from a different angle. So before we get started, here is your trivia question for today. What does the anatomical term vomer, V-O-M-E-R, refer to? V-O-M-E-R.
Anatomical term.
Means dealing with the body. In case you didn't know.
Yes. It's in my vocabulary.
Okay.
I know, I just answered your question. Tomorrow's the 8th, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, think about that for a little bit while we go through our vomer. V-O-M-E-R. You'll know it as soon as I tell you. So while you're thinking about that.
So you've already looked?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Anybody want to guess?
No.
Yes.
No.
It's a soft spot right there.
Nope.
No.
Have you ever cut that part of your?
Yeah, it hurts.
That hurts like I get stitches.
Hell, I've cut my thumb open one time.
I didn't get stitches or anything. It was just it still hurt.
I was cutting up credit cards and the scissors slipped it.
Oh.
So I got double whammy. Got rid of the credit cards and got stitches.
6797.
Oh,
They work.
Okay, so while y'all are thinking about the answer, we'll go through our budget for tomorrow. We have a centerpiece tomorrow on Victoria School District named their Teachers of the Year, and so we talked to two of them. And then I think they nominated they named a teacher per campus, and then from those they nominated a primary and a secondary teacher, and then those go on to Region 3 to be in competition for Region Teacher of the Year. Then they go on to the state. So it's all part of the process. But we talked to two of the teachers, a Crystal McKnight and Amanda Heinhold. And the story, and then we have 23 mugs of all the top teachers in the district. So that'll be a good design challenge. Then we have a story about the port hearing that happened at the state legislature yesterday. The Senate Committee on Ports met with Lowe's Coal Course.
Did she follow that?
Yeah, she followed it to me email.
Oh, okay.
And so I put it in blocks just before we came over here.
Okay.
And then we went to we photographed a funeral of a well-known race car driver from here in the area. And we were told, or we were thinking that people were going to bring their race cars as a tribute to him to the funeral. Evan shot that. I haven't had a chance to talk to him.
Oh, yeah.
And then we have a follow-up to the mysterious bomb scare at the courthouse yesterday. Follow-up to a double fatality that was near Fannin last night.
It was near the way station? I'm not familiar with that. JR.
Charlie was saying it was near the FM turnoff to go down to Fannin.
Oh, yeah. Yes, Charlie went out there and dealt with. It wasn't raining as bad as I think it was. DPS told me it was raining heavily at the time of the crash, so that may have been a factor. But he said it was drizzling when he got out there, but it was a mess of traffic, and so he did once again yeoman's work, getting as close as possible and dealing with troopers who were very stern with him. He wasn't doing anything unreasonable. He was trying to get close, and yeah. So we have that part. It might be. I'm sure it's a little grainy, but he couldn't tell the vehicle may have been on fire. So
that's sad. So we still don't have any details on what happened yet.
I know. Kara said that San Miguel is still waiting to get info himself. But I called him late, and he was
Was he
cool.
awake?
Yeah, oh yeah. He said he had just got home from some training thing, but he had heard about it, and he confirmed to go on. But he didn't know whether anyone else was involved.
Okay.
So he didn't know whether there were injured who were taken away.
Okay.
But it was one vehicle, and it looked like an SUV or some sort, didn't it?
How'd y'all find out about it?
Billy
Billy. She lives in
texted us well, JR said that Billy told him, but she came upon it around 10:30, and she said it looks bad, and so I get on the scanner app, and there are like 14 listeners on Goliad County, but it was just stone quiet, and they were hardly talking on it. And I didn't think the app was working, but it was. And then around 10 till 11 or or 5 till 11, the medical units were clearing, and they were going back to the station. So I thought, okay, well, this is done. And then I hemmed and hawed whether to send Charlie out there. But then they came back on saying that they were still needing traffic diverted. So I figure they're not in any big hurry to move that vehicle, because it's now a fatality investigation.
Yeah, 'cause they have to do a lot of stuff before they can move the vehicles.
But San Miguel did not know when it occurred. He said, but they've been out there for several hours.
So hopefully we can get all that today. We will get all that today. I'll make sure we do. Okay, and in sports we have, what do we have? BSC tournament, East Calhoun,
Are we still waiting
Easton.
for that?
The woman was found.
Oh, shoot. Okay, want me to take this off?
Sure.
Oh, no story, never mind.
We have sports VSD tourney as a contender as well. Go ahead, track meet. Mike's covered that. And then wire stories. Governor Abbott has quietly been stocking Texas courts with Republican judges freshly rejected by voters, employing one of the strongest powers of his office to stem the erosion of the GOP's decades-long dominance in the state. So,
Wow.
Ralph Hall,
Good watchdog story.
Texas Republican who was the oldest ever member of the U.S. House, died at age 95. Wow.
He's an active member?
He retired office. Oh no, it's a different person retired at 89. It doesn't say if he retired or not before he died.
So I remember when Jeannie was visiting with us, she was telling us about that seniority, and she's kind of high up there.
Yeah, she's in her 11th term. So. Yeah. Mexican journalist asylum. A Mexican journalist has again been deported from the United States despite his fears that his past stories about corruption make him a target in one of the world's most dangerous countries for reporters.
Mexico?
Yeah.
I guess so. They kill a lot, don't they? No.
He said he would appeal an immigration judge's decision denying them asylum.
Yeah, they think it's going to flatten down into that hole.
Especially if
Just
they
get a job
report
at
on,
a U.S. paper and then
they report
green
on
card.
cartels. I'm sure they get their heads cut off.
According to memos obtained by the Associated Press, border agents have been told to explicitly target Spanish speakers and migrants from Latin America in carrying out a Trump administration's program requiring asylum seekers wait in Mexico. Harvey flood projects in Houston. That doesn't make sense. Nature Conservancy says it will acquire more than 6,200 acres of South Texas. In South Texas as part of the largest conservation effort on South Padre Island in 2 decades. So I guess that's preserving the land even more, which is good. A Mississippi bank is buying banks in Texas and Florida. Bank Corp South of Tupelo, Mississippi, announced Tuesday that it agreed to buy Summit Bank of Panama City, Florida, and Texas Star Bank of Van Alstyne here in Texas. So that's what you got on the wire, the state wire. I don't know what's going on in the nation.
They've not determined the cause of that cargo plane crash.
No,
They're still investigating.
they're like they found the black box and the voice recorder. I think they're still analyzing. Texas lawmaker whose bill allowed medical cannabis oil wants to expand its use in 2019. That's part of the bill that Kara was talking about. Okay, anything else from anybody?
I'm just opening up AP to see what they have. But this takes forever. More. CBS is milking their exclusive interview with R. Kelly. Now they got a special going around the schedule for tomorrow. Did you see that with Gayle King?
Yeah.
But did you see the part where he blew up?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He and then the two women who currently live with him. It's like,
Are they supporting him or?
oh, they're supporting him, but it still doesn't address the question. Just because he's kind to two women doesn't mean that he's had all these transgressions in the past or illegal activity in the past. And then right after that interview, he did with Gayle King, he got arrested and for being behind in child support for $160,000. And then apparently he was released on bond on that, but he tells the judge that he doesn't have $160,000. And what Gayle King is so confused about is this man his value was, is multi-millions at one time, and now he can't afford $160,000 in child support payment.
Well, he probably can. It's hurt him. You know what I mean?
He's probably lost a lot of value since the indictment came in. Okay, let's wrap this up. Here's a trivia question one more time. What does the anatomical term vomer, V-O-M-E-R, refer to?
I'm going to guess. Anybody guess on the whole line?
No.
I'm going to guess elbow.
Wrong. Yes?
Back of the knee.
Wrong. A bone that separates the left and right sides of the nasal cavity. It's one of the bones that define facial features. So
This
next
is a
time
bone?
I always thought this part was a cartilage, but I think the nasal cavity goes farther back. So
This is cartilage.
Mm-hmm. You can feel the bone right there.
Yeah,
the bone.
and the ears.
Part right there
all
that-
the ears cartilage.
It's the only part of your body that keeps growing throughout your life.
Is
What
what?
you notice?
Yours.
Ears?
That grows throughout? I heard somewhere that the eyeball, the size it's born, the day you're born is still the size of the day you die.
Really? So it doesn't
It
change?
doesn't change at all.
I don't know.
I never noticed babies having big eyes. I'll have to check that out.
I heard that somewhere. Though I'm about 50% sure on that, so people are out there Googling as we speak, I'm sure.
Okay.
Interesting.
With that, we'll sign off. We'll be back here tomorrow at 1:15 to finish up the week. So have a good evening and let us know if you have any questions, comments, or story ideas.